Hello and welcome back to Trails Through Daybreak. So in the last episode, we started chapter 4 and saw a few scenes with people from Basil. Don't know what we're clearly going there. That's essentially, we saw future people we're gonna meet in Basil. And then we had a bunch of scenes with Agnes in school talking about, going on a trip. And she's delaying it to the last second because of work. So I'm wondering if half of her schoolmates are going to end up in Basil as well. I don't know. We'll see. But after that, we looked around. We looked around Old Town and Riverside. We still have three districts and Dirk Memorial Park to go through. I don't know how much we're going to be able to look around there, but we'll find out. But we have to go to Station Street next. This will mostly be an NPC update episode and probably side quests, assuming we get there. And then maybe, depending on how long it takes, free time as well, but probably not. We'll see. I guess we'll start in here.
Oh, it's the film that won the Lion d'Or. It looks like they're re-releasing it in theaters.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're only doing nighttime showings since it's been out for half a year now.
Is that it? Okay, that's it. I'm assuming it was on the screen back there. Well, whatever it is, we're gonna see it eventually, right? Beth and I have had a few tea time chats as of late. I'd say we've grown quite close since. Even though she's young enough, she could be my daughter. Conversation's never boring. We have so much in common. Though I don't think she listens to me when she asks for advice in finding a husband. We're currently stocking up on Ored's seasonal vegetables. Cray's produce is fantastic, but I'd love it if you'd give our autumnal Ored produce a try. On a different note, I recently received a letter from my parents. It's been a while since they last wrote. Can you imagine just telling this to a customer? And turns out I was worrying for nothing. They hadn't written because they got distracted with Ored's new movie theater. What? Oh. They hadn't written. That's why they're not right. But it looks like things are going great at the farm. Honestly, I don't know where they get all that energy at that age. Why do I make you Southern? Ored's been changing a lot lately. I recently heard they got a movie theater and even a racetrack. I haven't visited Ored in a while now that I have a family here, but maybe it's about time I plan a trip.
I'm proud of all my wares.
Yeah, see, she's totally
it's been
Southern.
A pleasure.
No, she's not. Not at all. Not just Langport, but Tharbad also got caught up in that mess a few weeks ago. The media's been pretty mum about it, but I don't doubt A's has something to do with it. Doc's been getting around about it. You hear anything about what's going on in Longport? Just hearsay, nothing specific, but the elders might finally be getting serious. Not a whole lot of ordinary citizen like me can do other than pray things stay peaceful. You ain't exactly my definition of ordinary citizen, but alright. We'll keep an eye out. That we will. As for now, how about we take the opportunity to restock on medical supplies? Hayway might finally be pulling out all the stops. A full-on confrontation between two of the underworld's big shots wouldn't be pretty. I don't ask for much. I just want to live in peace.
Does anything catch your eye?
I don't blame you.
I hope I see you again.
Bracer? I'll be dispatched to the provincial towns as part of my junior bracer training. I'm not sure I want to, but I know the experience will only help me grow. I can't skip out on it. Wait, now's not the time to get carried away. I need to get ready. I need to make sure my weapons are in tip-top shape. Pack my first aid kit. Maybe I should pack some spare parts too. Spares. Elvis and everyone are leaving on a work trip today. Maybe I'll be able to at least see them off at the station. Okay, work trip. Not the most trustworthy bracer out there, but I guess it makes sense when he's still a junior bracer. Well, whatever. I get paid, I do the job. Has always been my way of handling things. Comparing him to Jin and Elaine would be plain unfair, but who knows? Maybe he's actually made of good stuff. For starters, he got himself a good gun. I guess it won't hurt to nudge him in the right way a little. Hey, he's gonna be a good bracer. He's got the right attitude. I've been dealing with bracers for a long time. He ain't got bad taste. He won't be measuring up to Jen or Elaine anytime soon, but a little push here and there won't hurt.
What's it gonna be?
You haven't updated my weapons. I lose crit, but I get quite a bit of evasion and art attack. These are pretty good. Do I sacrifice crit though? Okay, this is a straight upgrade. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I probably should. I hate losing crit, but yeah, if you're gonna be tanky, you need evasion. I think I'm gonna keep the crit on him though. Yeah, 15 art damage and evasion. He does a lot of damage with a single hit, so I'd like it to crit if it can. And this is a defense upgrade, but I lose magic evasion. Anya's. Anya's has very little defense. This would be a good one for her. Everyone else, it's fine. And art resistance for that huge speed loss, not happening.
You better take good care of it.
Wait.
What's it gonna be?
Is that it? Okay. Oh yeah, we're just not updated. Gotcha.
You better take good care of it.
We've been very slowly rolling out our winter stock. The synthetic coats appear to be the most desirable fashion item this year and season. The manufacturing of synthetic items, including fabrics, has affected the clothing industry lately. It's a recent development by Vern. Though their research is much more in-depth than trying to replace natural fibers, they're looking into the benefits of combining both.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything new there. And nothing actually new here. Gotcha.
We await your next visit.
According to Marguerite, looking good is the first step to netting yourself a wealthy man. Sure. It's vital that they view you as a suitable match or something like that. It'll be a little tough on my wallet, but let's see it as an investment into my future. Once I get married, I won't have to worry about my spending. Oh, jeez. You know what? Everyone's got a different view. I get it. What the hell? This is the opposite of what you do when you go to the cafe. Now you're hiding in the back? I just got back from the Orbital Cafe, and I'm simply baffled Ilhan hadn't caught on yet. Did he think us so insignificant that we weren't even on his radar? Ugh, whether that's the case or not, he's the real deal. He's talented, and I'd have no lesser rival. Just visiting the Orbital Cafe has given me a clearer idea of what path our department store should soon take. Yeah, but if you just, hang out in front of the lobby and, greet people very nicely, that's a step. He's just hiding in the corner.
Well,
One day this area will be finished. Hopefully before daybreak too. Not that, yeah, I mean, it's just a rooftop. It's not special. It's frustrating lately. I keep hearing stories of heinous crimes going unpunished due to insufficient or inconclusive evidence. Things like scams or pyramid schemes, those are the kinds of cases where arrests can't and won't be made. There's laws to abide by, after all, even if they get in the way, too. In those cases where the state should get the state should get off their behinds and do something, but of course the Bracer Guild keeps stealing the spotlight. Yeah, and then there's those that abuse the law to protect themselves. I guess the system hasn't kept up with the reality of matters nowadays.
alrighty.
Man, What's with all the vigilante types nowadays, taking law into their own hands? Makes me wish I could just arrest people on the spot, but things are never that simple. The police headquarters gets a fair amount of reports about scams and pyramid schemes, but I hear it's hard to get arrest warrants these days for these new sorts of crimes. It's a hard world we live in, even for the police.
Well?
Yeah. I getcha. I think. Wait, which one was which? Okay, one of you... Oh, this picture's gonna look so good. I got a banger angle on it. Okay, the one with the camera is clearly her. Hey, Kopeka, don't we come by Tryon Tower all the time? I thought you said you were bored of it. But now you're all up in it, talking about getting the perfect shot and all that. I don't get you. Chill out. You know it's for social media. I told you I got into that recently. You totally gotta like my post, Greta. Like, what? That's it. I lost you. You're just speaking in another language. Kopeka gets really weird sometimes. I don't even know what she's talking about half the time. I'm normal, unlike her. Well, that's not fair. I saw my dad browsing this thing called social media on his Orbital computer the other day. It's actually kind of cool. You can post all sorts of things there, and people can like your posts and stuff. It feels real nice when you get them. Not a lot of girls posting about their day-to-day yet, so it's the perfect niche for me to swoop in and fill. Wow, that's not gonna get saturated. One of these seniors is getting married today, and I'm invited. No more worrying about job hunting. Tonight, it's time to party. I even got him a present. I'll surprise him with it at the party. Okay. Wish I could be on that level. Uh-oh, we got an event. You came just at the right time. Really? Oh no, I'm looking to shove more work onto us. No, we just wanted to ask you about something. Your ranks continue to swell, I see. My name is Rosette Twinings, and I am a concierge for the Marduk Company. I'm currently on long-term loan to Arkride Solutions, and I hope to support Mr. Arkride to the best of my abilities for the remainder of my contract. It's a pleasure to meet you. Long-term loan, and from the Marduk? Well, aren't you fortunate to have such a capable and beautiful maid working for you? It's not why she's here. She's backing me up because I'm a Marduk tester, and that's all. As a valued client, I am to support and assist you in any way I'm able. That includes your daily life, so please feel free to assign me any task you see fit. Can you not? Rosette looks the part, but I'm sure she'd be a splendid maid too. Anyway, let's get back on topic. We wanted to ask you about what happened in Tharbad. I figured Sylphide would have filled you in, or told you all the details already. She's given us a report, yes, but it left a lot of unanswered questions. We're hoping you could help fill in the gaps. Exactly, like what happened when you fought the Almada's leader, and how you managed to get him to retreat. Alright, shoot. I'll answer what I can. First question then, are you certain that puppeteer is connected to Almada? Yeah, she was one... Oh, yeah, that puppeteer. She was one of the people who attacked Ida's Corps, and she was also on the ship with them, so... Yeah, but she did say she was only contracted by him and isn't really a part of Almada. She's supposedly part of the organization that Malchior was originally affiliated with. The two of them were just terrifying, much different from the Mafia. They got eyes of a stone-cold killer, the both of them. Real pros, I'd bet. Not that the Mafia doesn't stoop that low, but it ain't really their style. They're more the kind to beat the shit out of you and then blackmail you. Those two? No, they wouldn't do that. If the victim's not dead, then it ain't good enough. Death is their endgame. Yeah, they're clearly actual assassins. Most of them. I think. The girl's bad, but Melchior's in a class of his own. He enjoys the kill about as much as toying with his prey beforehand. Perhaps the organization she and Melchior originate from is focused on assassination. I suspect I know which one too. And I suspect you're right about it. I really wish I could, like, get another name confirmation, because the only time they mentioned them, they said the garden when they were in the Reverie Corridor. They said, no, not in the Reverie Corridor. No. Other Reen said, people from the garden welcome when they're addressing them. So I think it's called the garden, because they're like, how do you know that name? It's gotta be. Then again, they could have actually just been like, people from the Reverie Garden, or Reverie Corridor. I don't know. I suspect you're right about it. It clearly is an organization separate from Almada altogether, even if it's evident that the connections between the two run deep. That's ominous. We'd have options available if it was just your run-of-the-mill mafia. We'll have our work cut out for us, that's for sure. Though there's something else that bothers me regarding Almada. Where they are getting their Mira from, I take it? Exactly. We already established that Almada used Vegas films to spread those illegal drugs among the people in Tharbad. But acquiring so many and sneaking them into the Orbal hookahs must have cost an eye-watering amount of money, and for no profit either. That's true, it's not something you can do without having a lot of Mira to spare. Could have always raised it over time via illegal means, but I don't think that's it. Ain't got a clue what the source really is, though. I see. Either way, talking with you was definitely illuminating. Thank you for your time. If you learn anything else, please let the guild know. We will. The guild's cooperation is going to be vital in taking down Almada. Not that it makes sense for a little solutions agency like us to be handling something this big to begin with. So if you guys learn anything, don't be stingy and let us know too. As long as our interests align, we will. Much as I'd rather you not be involved with them in the first place. I don't want to be involved with them either. But it ain't that easy when they already got their eye on you and won't take a no for an answer. I feel like there's more to it than that. I suspect your nature wouldn't let you avert your eyes from them even if you could. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I swear. No, right. All right, give me a sec. I gotta move my mic a little. All right. I just had to move it like a little more up. It felt like I was leaning forward just slightly, and it made my back feel a little funny. I'd rather be able to sit straight, at least. Almada's funds are coming from this organization and they're contracting with. I need to look into it further. And you need to be more careful. It won't take much snooping on your part for you to paint a target on your back. By the time you realize it, it'll already be too late. Be sure to talk to the guild before you do anything reckless, understood? I won't deny that I'm still worried over some things, but I'll just have to power through and keep working with the other branches. Might be a good idea to look into that case again. But we might also be too understaffed to do that right now. What a headache. So the guild is proceeding with their own independent investigations. Yeah, and it sounds like they're having a tough go of it, like the rumors said. Hope that ain't gonna affect us. And there is someone. Alvis? Nope, Alvis's partner. One of our branches is understaffed, so Alvis and I gotta go on a long business trip soon. He sure is taking his time, though. I hope he won't leave me to do all the preparations by myself. He just doesn't change at all. Always rude and inconsistent and never inconsiderate and never even spares me a second thought. But I guess we are working on this together. We have to compromise somewhere. Wish I knew what was taking him so long. He's not in the building, so... He's always like this. Hold on a sec. Something's not right with these documents. This file's out of order. Looks like it's a survey from about a year ago. Guess it's on me to fix it. What? that relevant? That's random. Where is Elvis? I'm guessing he's not even in this district. Excuse me, are you need something? No, I thought you were someone else. Was that who I think it was? Maybe we should check the bulletin board just to be sure. Yeah. Very clearly. Although I swear I know that guy. I just can't remember. Like, there are people everywhere. I forget them if they're not in the place that they usually stand. Wesley basically had to spit it out before Ilhan realized what he was really doing here to do was spy on us. Yeah, he's the department store's administrator from across the street. Probably wanted to steal some trade secrets, figure out why we're so popular. What a sucker. We might be able to steal an idea or two, but our techniques will forever elude him. And that's because there's no real technique. Most of the time, we just rely on Ilhan getting a sudden eureka moment. None of us know how that works. Wait, saying it out loud doesn't make me feel any bit better.
Well,
we are always implementing new and innovative ideas, but they're mostly just whatever Ilhan's sudden new plans are. It's also spur of the moment. I don't really get it. He might be a genius after all, easygoing as he is.
Need help with something?
Okay, you have the threes. It's the same thing. There was one. Arts damage up. Art resist. Yeah. I'd like to be able to place that. Tyrell, absolutely. I would give that to Van, probably. Strom. Okay, I have two slots. Tyrant Storm, that's the really heavy damage with a seal on it. I don't know what Crystal Eden is, but it probably is freeze. It's probably about time that I actually switch around some of those plugins, because right now, I've had Albion for a long time, but I think Albion should stay on him. I like the idea of, there we go, of him having just basically one powerful art move and then a bunch of this. You guys, though, Melt, I feel like I'm switching hers around a lot. Pretty much every time I need to do a different element. Advanced Wind Arts. You know what? Yeah, let's switch to it. Alright, what does this do? Power A freeze. Power A seal. Awesome. That's just two super strong moves, and then I'll open these and put in Power A Rot. Now she's got water, wind, and earth versions of power moves. Do I have another one? Oh yeah, I got a free Tyrant Storm. I forgot about that. No, I don't see any more. Yeah. Okay, so that's all we have there. What else would I give you? I guess some sort of res? She has a res on her alt, though. Or alt. S-Craft. I guess just in case, we'll throw this on here. I'll figure it out later. I'm not too concerned about her. I like hers being this. It's got a heal, an AoE heal, and kind of a variety. I think Fairy's still good. Celestial saved my life one time, so that's good. But I don't really like everything being focused on solely fire. She's the only one with fire, though. If I move him off. I forgot he has fire. I don't know about Blast. Actually, let's give you Melt. Just a better flare. Is it? Yeah, sure. It's fine. And yeah, no, I'm going to keep him on Blast. It's fine. Okay, is that all I wanted to do there? I think so. I wanted to open one of your slots, but I don't have enough for anyone. Okay.
Thanks for being such a good customer.
Hi there. Welcome to Iota. Do you wish to hear about this month's staff pick? We recommend taking a look at our brand new vacuum cleaners and lamps, more efficient and not as hot. The secret is behind Vern's new patented low-load quartz circuitry and high conversion efficiency. Oh, I see you memorized the new product features without even looking at the manual. Good job right there, especially with that explanation. It can be a tipping point towards convincing a customer. Kudos there, Isla. Thanks. I've been enjoying learning more about Orbital products. Glad to hear it. The job should be fun too, after all. I know you said it wasn't what you were expecting, but I appreciate all your hard work, really. You get the hang of your current job, and I'll teach you some basic maintenance after that. I'd love that. Learning about these devices has honestly just made me want to tear them apart even more. I totally want to see inside them. Well, I actually surprised myself. I used to find reading manuals a real struggle. Now I really want to learn more about Orbital products and better handle the products our store sells. I got Carlo's mentorship and Ilhan's thoughtfulness to thank for that.
What'll you have today?
Well, that's good.
Thanks for coming.
I don't think I've ever had a job where I'm like, I like it here. It's always been, please just get it over with. I've never been happy at a job, like once, not even for a day. It's not just been cafe scouting for me the past few days. I've taken to exploring the whole city. I even visited Tryon Tower for the first time. Who knew it would take me until this stage in my life to slow down and smell the roses? Different cultures and stores can all be so fascinating. As a child, all I did was attend fancy balls and take violin lessons. To me, that was the height of culture. It's taken me until now to realize just how narrow that worldview is. Yes, sir. I think it may be a good idea for Mistress Olivia to return to her Rassian for the time being. If her job was to spend all her time relaxing at trendy state-of-the-art cafes, she'd be excelling at it. However, it seems that she's forgotten the reason why we purchased an apartment here in the capital in the first place. Uh-oh. She has no idea that call's being made. As it turns out, that new regular of ours was the administrator of the department store that's just across the street. Maybe this means that he's a big fan of Iota. That's quite flattering. I know Iota's a lot more than just me, but it's still an honor.
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
I don't know if he's just pretending to be dumb. He is the owner of a business. Uh-oh. I've asked all my mom friends for tips with handling Mina's attitude. Absolutely none of them worked. Why won't Mina listen to me? Yeah, it's because, like, she's the only girl in this entire universe, gaming universe, that acts like a brat, like an actual brat. We've got to go to the post office today and then the general store. You'll be good today, right? No tantrums while with mommy, right, Mina? I know you'll be a good girl today. No, I'm not a good girl. Come on, Mina. Please cooperate with me. I swear she's the only girl in the whole Trails series that acts like that. The mafia is spread all throughout the Republic. Even the higher-ups are telling us to keep a close watch on everything. I knew things were getting worse as of late. We're gonna need the traffic department's help to clamp down on things.
Well,
Melise. Yes, they're letting me come along on the next business trip. Not a lot of people wanted to go because it has to do with our Orbital products, and people think those are a real hassle. But who cares? I get to go on a trip, all expenses paid for by my company. Who's bothered by a little hassle just to go on a paid trip like that? Not me. She has flipped around since the beginning. Now that that's settled, it's time to start meeting some quotas. I've got to leave work early today to start preparing for my work trip. Sure.
Why don't we see...
My father's become ensnared by a suspicious religious group. I don't want to force him to quit, but I'm rather worried that I haven't heard from him. And so I ask if it's possible for you to check on his safety. I'll be waiting below the pedestrian bridge near the Orbital Store. Okay. The scent's still not gone. Next board.
Lady.
Okay, so we will do that later. For now, Tyrell.
Off we go.
Oh. What do you think that movie's called? I don't know. That's clearly the next one. That's a new, we didn't see that actress or actor. It is a new film. Okay. Might just be my imagination, but I feel like I've been seeing more girls in school uniforms lately. Maybe Aramis is gearing up for some event. There are plenty of girls with modeling potential, but it's not exactly easy to get the schools to go along with it. Not that I'm always against it. If I find someone amazing who looks like she was sent by Adios herself, then I'll go all in. Absolutely. Well, he's a model scout, so I think that's just normal. That's not... He's kind of creepy. Wait, what's this about an educational visitation? They do that kind of stuff over at Aramis? Ah, that sounds like so much fun. I would have loved to do something like that when I was younger. What am I thinking? I'm a part-time pro. That's my reality. I can't let myself get hung up on what could have been when I have stuff to do. I gotta focus on my job and keep my eyes on the future, especially for my little brother. Okay. Okay. I overheard an Aramis student discussing an upcoming educational visitation being put on by the school. I suspect that's the annual autumn trip. The reception to their destination varies, depending on its reputation and general circumstances. I'm looking forward to hearing about how this year's fares. I'm sure that come winter time, the students will be buzzing about the school festival as well. Aramis's events are always entertaining, worthwhile affairs. They're something of a seasonal institution in these parts.
Welcome. Thank you. Await your next visit.
Okay. What? No dialogue with the cat? Sometimes I hear older kids in the uniform say something about Alzheimer. Why? What are they talking about? Are they going somewhere? They talk about other cities and countries too. I've seen some students in those uniforms before. I was trying to figure out if they were going on a trip, but it sounds like it's some sort of special visit. I do worry about sending students off by themselves, but I must admit I'm intrigued. We don't do things like that in the Central East. Oh. You don't have trips at schools in the Central East? That's new info. Oh, hi there, everyone. That's the left one. Hey, Agnes, you on the clock right now? I hope your boss is looking out for you. She can handle herself just fine without me babysitting. Anyway, what are you kids up to? We're just talking about next week's school event. Julian's an exchange student, so we wanted to answer any question he might have about it. We're also going over the merits of each plan, as well as their budgetary needs. Everything's still up in the air, though. We haven't exactly settled on anything yet. Whoops. Why am I not surprised? Not that I'm in any position to criticize. Well, at least you all seem to be enjoying yourself. For sure. Chances like this don't come around often, so we're taking our time. When you're on the student council, it's always important to be there for people when they need advice. Oh, and it's equally important to take a breather, too. We try to work in some fun when we can.
Alrighty.
Well, I'm really glad I decided to study abroad in Calvard. All the alumni I've met have been really kind people. Some people thought this trip was a little premature just because diplomatic relations are only normalized again on paper, but I don't care. I'm just grateful I have this opportunity to spend meaningful time with other students like this at all. If he's talking about diplomatic relations, I'd put my money on him being Erebonian. Yes, he is. He's an exchange student who just came to our school this year. It can't always be easy living there, but otherwise we all get along with him great. I don't think it's anyone we've ever met. I'm gonna ask Julian for some advice to see if he can help me figure out where to go next. I wasn't able to go to Tharbad to see the film festival, so I want to visit some place that's movie related. I can't really think of anywhere in particular, no matter how hard I try. One of my favorite movies takes place in Cray, but that's not really somewhere I have in mind this time. Okay. The most infamous people mentioned in Perfect Crimes by Perfect Perpetrators have got to be this mysterious society it mentions. They travel across the continent and masterminding all manner of schemes and conspiracies. It says that their existence was first confirmed with the incidents that took place in Liberl about 5-ish years ago. They sound amazing, but so little is known about them, it's hard to even fantasize about them. What a shame. So they're actually, like, there is a little public information about them. Interesting. Have we ever been able to go in here? I don't think we have. You did a good job, Mariel. Your write-up on Tharbad has made a pretty big splash. Looks like I made the right call to send you out there. You really think so? Thanks, Chief. I guess that means I'm that much closer to being on his level. I have my concerns about how fixated you are on that man, but I'll put those worries off to the side for the time being. It's safe to say that what you've accomplished is going to help you grow even more as a reporter. But never forget, a journalist's true worth is found in what they do when they're confronted with the unexpected. Just try to keep improving so that even when you're caught by surprise, you'll make all the right decisions. Understood. I'll make you proud. A lot of the stuff that went down while I was in Tharbad, a lot of it went down. A lot of stuff. But I got a great article out of it. It was all worth it in the end. I wonder if Dingo's read it yet, and that'll make me happy. I won't deny that woman's article is making waves, but when you get down to it, she just happened to be at the right place at the right time. If a cub like her lets that luck get to her head, she's going to be in for a world of hurt later. The keys to a long career as a reporter are both connections and a healthy amount of duplicity. That doesn't seem like it would work. I think luck is a big part of reporting. When I heard Mario had been kidnapped, I was worried it would traumatize her and dampen her spirits. But she got right back on her feet and wrote up a top-notch article. I had nothing to be worried about after all. Her drive never ceases to amaze me. I can't wait to see where her bright future takes her. I was scared for Mario when I heard she'd gotten kidnapped in Tharbad. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like she's traumatized about it or anything. I'm relieved to see that she's still the same old Mario. She even snagged herself a big story for the road. I'm so proud of her. I realized she's pretty strong in her own way, but she never loses heart and always keeps her eyes looking straight ahead. Alright, that's it in here. Wait.
Alright.
Okay. About halfway there. I'm just gonna grab a drink quick. Alright.
What have we got?
Damn, why is there's never anything on that bulletin board?
How about some nice cold ice cream?
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like popcorn's that popcorn seller's been staring at me a whole lot lately. I wonder what his deal is. Wait a minute, does he think of me as a rival? Is he challenging me to a vend-off? Well, if that's the case, challenge accepted. I put so much research and efforts into my sweets. There's no way I'll lose to some popcorn.
Hello. Thanks for shopping.
Well, I didn't buy yours. Oh. I have to wait to talk to him. Oh, look, it's the movie theater. It looks like the movie theater's changed its banner. Hey, you're right. They were for Golden Blood before, but now they're showing... Oh, that's Wolves Requiem. Oh, Wolves Requiem. Of course it is. We have seen that guy. He won the best actor. Is that LaFarrell? Actually, I don't remember. I don't think that's LaFarrell. Could that be as a result of the awards at the Tharbad Film Festival? And that's what I put my money on. It's been like that with other film festivals too. Whatever movie takes the top prize always sees a big jump in moviegoers. Plus, for as popular as Golden Blood has been, its box office earnings are starting to taper off anyway. So it makes sense they'd switch out the banners now to promote the latest hot thing. That's true. I've been seeing all kinds of things leaning in that direction lately, not just movie theaters. Feels like every magazine lately is publishing interviews and specials about Nina. At this point, she must be getting as much media exposure as Judith. Part of that's probably her agency striking while the iron's hot and getting her out there, you gotta figure. Especially while Judith's got tabloids like Buzz Raider going to town on her, writing pretty much whatever they please. Whatever, indeed. I saw a headline recently that claimed she was brooding after she lost the award for Best Actress to Nina. Really? I don't think she'd be like that if you ask me. Exactly. If anything, I imagine it would light a fire in her to work even harder. Hell, I've seen those regs claim she even got herself a boyfriend these days. What? She does? These are tabloids we're talking about here. What do you think? Doesn't matter if what they publish is real or total bullshit. As long as it makes them money, that's what counts. So don't go taking them at their word. Though I gotta say, a certain someone seems awful invested in the woman's love life. I'm not sure invested is the right word for it. It's just a little surprising to hear that out of nowhere, but you're right, it's good to be cautious with those. Wait, popcorn. Popcorn.
How about some popcorn?
How? How is the ice cream lady over there doing so much better than me? If you're going to buy anything before going into the theater, why wouldn't you make it popcorn? Everybody knows that I'm the guy who came up with the idea of eating popcorn while you watch movies in the first place. It's just not right. You are not the guy. Maybe it's because you keep trying to bullshit your customers. Ever think of that?
Hey there. What'll see ya?
You have caramel corn and ginger ale. That's it. That's not very many options. I'm not surprised Wolves Requiem won the Best Direction Award. It wasn't my choice, but better than that than Golden Blood. There's no obscene content in that movie. Unlike Gotti's trash, you can tell it has respect for the motion pictures that came before it. It's no match for the greatest films the medium has produced, but as a piece of mass market entertainment, it's good enough. Well, I must say, when the death of Vegas Films president Gaspar Dillon was announced, we were all in complete shock. And that's without going into the rather dark, unfortunate rumors being reported on him as well. Even if his legacy is an imperfect one, I know for a fact that his passion for the Tharbad Film Festival was genuine. I had the chance to speak with him before he passed. His eyes lit up as he described how novel and groundbreaking the festival was going to be. It's a miracle that the film festival was still able to proceed under such trying circumstances. I'm sure he must be pleased up there in heaven. I'm not scared of watching Midnight Memories, really. I'm just waiting for Mama to come back from the restroom. Going into the theater without permission is wrong, you know. If she doesn't get back until after it started, that's okay. It's more fun if we watch it together.
Alrighty.
Keep telling yourself that. More and more information is being beginning to trickle out about the death of President Gaspar Dillon before the Tharbad Film Festival. In the immediate aftermath, details about it were suppressed, which sent the industry into disarray. Thankfully, things are subsiding now. Although Vegas Films continues to be shut down for now, it looks to be only a matter of time before they bring on a new president and resume work. I imagine Salvatore Gotti's popularity as a director went a long way toward garnering the support needed to rebuild the company. Maybe? At long last, Perfect Driver 2 had its big premiere, and it's already a hit. The previous movie was certainly popular as well, but a certain guest appearance in this new one is probably to thank for its big reception. I should also mention we're now rerunning Will's Requiem as well. That's the movie that won the award for Best Direction. Despite only being shown at night, it is drawing in audiences as large as our daytime showings, which speaks volumes about its quality.
Hello.
I'm not gonna watch. Holy shit, we have 3 of them? We've already seen Golden Blood. I don't think there's a reason to click on that again. Definitely want to watch Midnight Memories. We're gonna watch both, but I don't know which one to save or anything, so we'll see. But I'm gonna do that after we finish all this, and pretty much just right after we do the free time events, so that I keep bonding things in a consistent area. I don't know, I'm weird like that. It helps with chapters on YouTube as well. I heard a lot of crazy stuff went down at the film festival. It was the first time I ever felt worried about my dad. For all the bad blood there is between us, I guess I'm not against at least sitting down and asking about what happened. Man, I am so pathetic. How can I be friends with those 2 girls and yet so bad at reading their minds? I'm such a doofus. Wait, isn't one of them your sister? I could have sworn that one of them is his sister. The other one is the reporter's sister. Dude, did you hear? There's a dark secret underground district, and it's hidden somewhere around town. Oh yeah, I know all about that supposed place. They say it's a haven for criminals and mafiosos. Everybody loves to talk about it, but there's no way such a place is real, in my opinion. Hey man, you never know. What might look like your regular everyday entertainment district could be hiding something underneath. You have a way of bumping into these sort of things. You sure you haven't wandered into the place by accident or something? No, I haven't, and I don't want to anytime soon either. Can we talk about something else? Wendell, maybe you. God, I wish I had your luck running into exciting stuff. Let me have some of it.
Very well.
I just like bicycling and want to enjoy my hobby in peace. I wish Sloth would knock it off with that kind of talk. Even if it's all just a rumor, I don't want anything remotely to do with that stuff. I hear ya. What is with these what's with all these odd jobs? Did that part-timer girl put me up to this? What a hassle. I guess there's only so much she can handle, but still. They'll take your order when you're ready. Is there something on the menu that catches your eye?
Do you know? I hope to see you again.
Uh-oh. What is going on here? You want information on Edith's criminal underbelly? Nate has like the weirdest smirk on his face. I think you may have walked into the wrong place, Inspector. We're just a humble Eastern restaurant. Don't give me that pull. I know for a fact that this place is a front for Hayaway. Just start talking, or we'll have to make you talk. Is that a threat? Well, you're free to come down on us all you like, but it won't get you anywhere. I'll say this, though. I respect your determination. I think I'm starting to understand why your superiors aren't so fond of you. You hail from the Central East, correct? Every day must be a battle at your workplace. Can it, lady? He doesn't need pity from some mafioso scum. Wait, this place is a front for the Hayaway. Why am I only now learning this? Man, I'm bummed out. This is where my last girlfriend broke up with me. Detective, please shut up. I'll give you two options, cooperate or don't. I'd pick the former if you care at all about your future. I like a man who can get fired up. Very well, I'll throw you a bone. It's information that's already known to the CID, but they seem to be too cowardly to act on it. I really don't like your tone. Fine, we'll take what we can get. Any information is better than none. Damn. Inspector is pushing his luck. I'm sure the higher-ups will have a few choice words for him if they hear about all this. But at least it's more productive than lazing around the station. Plus, I've got a score to settle with Almana for what they pulled on us back in Tharbad. Hell, the more I think about it, the more I feel I have to go along with the inspector. Count me in. Did your girlfriend break up with you? Your new one? You didn't really... There's no follow-up on that one. You all again. I would not recommend loitering around in here. As far as I'm concerned, you're just as suspicious as the people running this joint. Keep your sleuthing around to a minimum if you don't want to end up on the wrong side of the law again. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Sir, I need to talk to her, though. I wouldn't want to be that SID detective. He has his work cut out for him. I'm rooting for him, though. If the police are able to contain the mafia, that'd be quite the boon for us. Perhaps I'll see what I can do to help, insofar as circumstances allow me. Well, he's getting through to her. Cowhun's so stiff and serious, and he tries so hard to ignore me, but that's about to change. I just took all of last month's unfiled leaflets and sales slips and dropped them in his lap. I bet he's freaking out right this second. Oh, once I offer to help him out of his jam, he'll have to notice me. Oh, damn, that's what this is about? Yeah, I thought she just wanted to know his secret. These are the two girls that always yell at that Peter guy. And I think that's her brother. I believe. Although he said friends with those two girls. It's weird. All the fashion magazines are taking so many cues from the film festival lately. It's really obvious. They keep putting out all these specials about what actresses were wearing there and stuff. Definitely. I mean, it made such a huge splash. I can totally understand it. Remember that article about beating the summer heat that talked about what Central Easterners like to wear? Yeah, that definitely looked like stuff you'd find walking around in Tharbad, for sure. Wasn't there also something about the effects that the festival is going to have on the entertainment in general? What the... You mean the one about the entire industry becoming more active, not just movies? Yeah, I can see it. And there are more idols and bands and stuff. It sounds like the film festival's inspired people like that to be bold and try all kinds of new things. Wow, there's so much out there now. Not that I'm complaining. As long as I enjoy it, that's what counts. Hey, not to change topics, but did you get the impression Peter might not show up today? Maybe. I don't know.
Alrighty.
Honestly, it might be better to not have Peter around sometimes. I mean, he can kill the mood with even the littlest thing. I'd like him, but having to deal with the guy can be a little much. Maybe they aren't siblings then. And when she said brother, she was actually talking about her reporter brother, and I just assumed that she was talking about Peter. My brother hardly ever talks about any new trends with me, despite the fact that they're always changing. If he's gonna write for the other sections of the paper, he could at least write about fun stuff for the entertainment section or something, you know? Nope, he's hanging out with Huck. Hey, you're that spriggan. Why are you here? No, more importantly, why are you dragging Agnes around town, huh? No, great. It's the annoying stick in the mud kid. Didn't realize you worked here. Don't point fingers at me, I'm just earning my keep. She decided to tag along for the ride. Gah, I'm warning you, you better not. Albert, I think you might want to use your inside voice. Yeah, it's rude to yell at people, you know. Shut up. I mean, shut up. Listen, if you put Anyas in any danger at all, and we'll have some choice words for you. Very choice words. You understand? Loud and clear, kiddo. Might be best to keep everything that happened in Tharbad under our hats. Indeed, I also doubt he would be too pleased to learn of our numerous skirmishes with the Mafia. Right, I'll make it a point to be careful of what I say around him. I just can't bring myself to trust someone as shady as you. If anything happens to Anyas, you're gonna have to answer to me, understand? That is terrifying. Welcome. That young boy from Aramis started working here this summer. I think he's on the student council. He's not the handiest member on staff, but he's a diligent kid with a good head on his shoulders. Although I haven't seen him much lately, it's sad to say. Guess the council's got their hands full at the moment. Regardless, he's still a little bit wet behind the ears. Oh, but I mean that in a nice way. Albert's clearly living his life to the fullest, even if some days are probably better than others. It's fun to watch him do his thing. I can't help but root for him.
Welcome.
That's
I hope
nothing.
to see you again.
Next generation. Heir with the title of World's Fastest in Arkride 2.
I don't know which sister this is. Those two look like they might like polar opposites at first glance, but they actually make for an amazing pair. Oh, those two. Now who's going to make the first move, huh? Oh, my imagination is already running wild with possibilities. No, bad philia. I almost fell back into my bad habit. Goddess, I beg you, forgive this wretched sinful soul. Oh, jeez. Which one's gonna make the first move? I can't imagine how this might play out, but the suspense is killing me. That being said, people like that who are so oblivious drive me completely up. No, I mustn't say it. It's wrong for a sister to even think like that. Bad philia. Oh my god. Well, I don't know who you are or where you were from, but she certainly immediately became interesting. Just because she's so out there. I heard some news that some new idol group debuted around here. It sounds like they perform over at Riverside. Groups like that are definitely in vogue these days. Maybe it's a sign that instead of trying to get scouted for modeling, I should try to get an idol scout's attention. Maybe. All right, Seiden district.
Time to depart.
Wait, did I ever... I never checked the board here? No, I did. It's just there's a side quest there. That's why. You ask anybody on the street and they'll tell you the Etoise is where the luxury's at. But the other companies want that piece of that market too. They're putting on their own high-end models. It'll be really interesting to see how they each do luxury. And you bet I'm going to be comparing their specs. I heard they're showing them off at the Basil's Motor Pavilion before they hit the market. Man, I'd love to head over there someday. Well. I tell you what, Vern stocks have been on a real roller coaster ride lately. Makes my head spin. One minute they have Elsheim cash out the wazoo for the film festival, the next their subsidiary gets slapped with a patent lawsuit. They got a high floor thanks to the federal contracts, but man, they've been putting out fires left and right. Those reparation funds are a ticking time bomb. Once they dry up, all those stocks could go kaput. I just spaced out reading that. I don't know what I just said. Their CEO is, well, let's just say he doesn't have the best reputation on the market floor. He's a real knee-jerk kind of guy, always moving to put out fires in the short term at the expense of a long term. It's bad for his stability. Something's got to give there. He can't keep doing that much longer. Are we gonna meet? We're gonna meet their CEO. Knee-jerk kind of guy. That's the guy. No, they're talking about Basil's Motor. Oh, no. They're talking about. He's talking about Vern. The CEO for Vern? Who was the guy we talked to? Isn't that just like the director for... No? Oh god, I don't remember. I don't know if he really actually introduced himself. He was an important CEO, but for what? The Basel Institute? They don't really have CEOs at schools, though. I don't know. Art is a subtle thing. Behind the obvious shapes and colors lie abstract feelings and emotions, and that's what makes art so important. What may appear unimportant on the surface can turn out to be vital in understanding the big picture. You need to firmly grasp your subject. And for me, there's no subject more enigmatic than Tryon Tower. Something about it just speaks to me, and I'm driven to find out why. If I can put that abstract quality to canvas, I'll understand this feeling deep inside me and share it with the whole world. I really wish something was on that canvas. This is like 2 weeks since I talked to her last time, and she was still drawing Tryon Tower. Empty, blank canvas. I think she just keeps starting over.
Righty.
All right, so I had a huge issue. I've had this happen once before during my Persona 3 playthrough.
Very well.
My entire last half of the recording, my mic just shut off. It just stopped working. My mic, totally fine. OBS was just like, it doesn't exist. Every other program in the entire PC recognizes my mic, but OBS decided that it didn't exist anymore. So I have no audio for the entire what was the entire second half of the recording. And instead of trying to like figure it out how I could like voice over what I said before, I'm just gonna re-record it. So there's no real reactions here, no big story events happen, but I've already done all of this. Everything going forward here. Mostly what I did is I finished talking around in the Seiden district and then did the side quest that is here, and then I ended. But that whole thing, it was quite a long side quest as well. That whole thing, gone, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to redo talking to everyone, but I've already actually talked to everyone. I just don't want to leave it out because, like, you know, some people may be watching blind and there's no reason to not see everything just because I've already experienced it. It's just, it kind of sucks because I like being able to share my experience as I have it, but not this time around. Not anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through like I normally would, but you know. So, Polanski, do you really think the Republican Party has a shot at taking the chamber back? The Patriot League plays everything close to the chest, and I'm sure you've heard those grumblings about some mysterious Vern contract. I'm worried that we'll be left behind if we don't follow suit. We have to respond, don't we? I understand that, Jennifer. Or Jennifer. You think it'd be Jennifer, right? But then again, there's Yona, and there's Yuna, and all these other so I'm going with Jennifer. I understand that, Jennifer, but I assure you, the party is not just sitting idly by. Look before you leap, as they say. A better opportunity may be waiting just around the corner. A politician must be decisive, but not hasty. They must know when the time is right. Is that party policy or just your personal approach? Oh, it's just my intuition speaking. I suspect you'll get similar answers from my fellow partymen, though. They've taken away plenty of hard lessons from those long years under Rocksmith, to say nothing of the current administration. And politics is all about negotiating and bargaining. You need to know how and when to play your cards, and indeed, when not to. Yeah, that old fox thinks he's good as some big shot just because he's cushy with Rocksmith. He's about as far across the aisle from Rocksmith as one could possibly be, but he could be my in. Jennifer seems to be expecting me to make a move, announcing some big initiative as the heart of the party. But speaking from experience, I prefer not to be so rash. The bigger picture is more complicated than she makes it out to be. I understand that she has her own interests, her own agenda to push, but she could stand to think a little more critically about this. Oh boy. The young miss would normally be hanging around in the lobby at this time of day, and she's not in her penthouse either. Where could she have gone, I wonder? It's a little early for her usual walk, and she's been gone far longer than usual. Rumsfeld has been acting strangely too. Something smells fishy. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that. That's the side quest that I did. Rumsfeld is out of the office at the moment. I can help you with whatever security concerns you may have, or if you have a service request, you can reach out to Cremona. The young miss really worries me lately. Is everything all right with her? The Rumsfeld left me in charge here, but would I be more help out there? No. Well, maybe. Based on what I just experienced. Alright, I'm going to constantly be checking to make sure the mic is working. I guarantee it, but... So what I did, I reloaded my save. I didn't... My save has nothing else marked off, but I talked to the same people that I talked to before we came... before I lost my audio in this episode, so... Everything should still line up again.
Erland, sir.
The amazing thing about the EGC is that all the clothes you see the models wearing, you can go out and buy for yourself. So it's more like an expo than a fashion show, and it's big PR for the brands. In the fashion industry, it's one of the biggest events of the year. And I'll be doing more than just attending this year. I'm helping out as a staff member. Just 2 months left until opening day. I gotta work hard. This needs to be everything that a girl could dream of. The Edith Girls Collection, or EGC, is an ode to fashion design. All the biggest brands strut their stuff there. This will be my 5th show, but it never ceases to get me all hyped up when the time rolls around. I was actually involved with the very first EGC. It was very informative, and a very informative experience for me. In a roundabout way, I have the EGC to thank for launching my own career.
We have full confidence in our products.
Oh yeah, that.
We await your next visit.
I already did this, so I've already looked at Rosette's pink hair, but I gotta show it since we just bought it again, so. There it is. Honestly, I think it makes her look a little too normal. Her eye-wise, like, her yellow eyes are very distinctive and uncommon that it stands out. But with the contacts they give the pink hair, I don't know. The blue eyes just make her kind of fit in a little too much. It doesn't really fit the maid outfit either. It's weird. That's essentially what I said when I first got it. So I'm just kind of repeating what I said because I lost so much stuff. I lost like an hour of footage. Kirk's got talent, but his stubborn streak isn't making many friends. Well, aside from Simon and me anyway, I guess that quirk of his is what makes him interesting. He acts all standoffish, but then every so often he turns into this spoiled little kid. He just refuses to eat peppers. Can you believe that? I can believe that. This is Kirk. That all you got? Don't you catch on after losing over and over again? Goddess, I hate his arrogant ass, but I gotta admit he's good. That ain't just dumb luck. Simon's probably the only one who can take him on at this point. But Kirk, a little advice from someone who's around longer than you. Pride comes before the fall. It sounds like you're just mad because you're bad, but thanks for the advice.
Well,
I hate to say it, but I'm just built different from most of the players here. Anybody can practice here, of course, but man, sometimes it gets hard to practice with those guys around. I can feel their jealous eyes on me. Is Simon really the only player good enough for me? I don't care if it's somebody talented or just a physical freak. Just give me something. Very cocky. No, it's you. Hey, thanks for helping out with that whole Mark thing with Mark. Those boys he got wrapped up with are still going and causing trouble, if you could believe it. They're just acting like nothing happened after they sent one of their own guys to die. Makes me want to puke. And they're still getting new members. Guess some numbnuts out there think they're cool. Yeah. We ain't all got a clean rap sheets, but that doesn't matter here. We leave it at the court. We'd all leave it all on the court. Everybody has their stuff on their plate, but you can find common ground, find a place where you belong, if you just get help and talk to people. But the gangs don't give a shit about that. They just drag people down and don't let go, being miserable for the sake of it. Makes me sick. Yeah, that ain't no road to recovery. It's just a downward spiral. Phew, that request from the Vern Company is really taking the lion's share of my attention. And upper management is already at their wits' end with that litigation debacle. Red Star and Etchwaz are poised to cause even more problems if we don't keep their power and foreign ties in check. But then there's the rub. We find that perfect balance and we put a king's ransom in our pockets. This case has proven to be a cut above what we usually handle. I'd like to think like to be there in the thick of it to make sure it all goes smoothly. But perhaps a little pick-me-up wouldn't hurt first. I remember seeing this guy. Oh yeah, this is the guy. I don't remember where we saw him. Longport?
Gonna eat something?
Is he trying to get a loan or something? No, that's a different guy. Well, I'm stuffed. I'm set, and I've got 2 hours to burn before my next job. Guess I've got some time for that little thing you asked me about. Oh yeah, sorry for asking when you're so busy. It'd be a big help if you could, though. Come on, loosen up now. You're a B rank, right? Gotta learn to be more casual on the job. Let the rank speak for itself. Now, let's see if you can keep up with my full course treatment. Yes, sir. This is like Jane or Elaine level client I'm working with here. I can't mess this up. You got a long way to go, but you won't do yourself any favors by rushing your steps. Take it at your own pace, get me? Old man Hazel has a good eye, that promotion will come around when you're ready for it. Oh, I know. I just want to get this monkey off my back, you get me? I've wanted this promotion for a while. I really want to land on Elaine's radar soon. If I can get her to train me, I'll be on the fast track to a promotion. What was that? Oh, nothing. Yeah. I've been wondering, how come you switched to skewers at night? I mean, it still tastes good, but why only at night? I'm a soba man, so that's what I sell during the day. But I had some regulars telling me they wanted skewers to go with their drinks after work. So I threw them a bone, and here we are. Damn, that's dedication. Not every vendor goes out of their way for customer requests like that. Hey, so, think you could start stocking some Eastern sweets? Customer request. Sorry, request declined. RIP. I'm a soba man, and that's all I got. Sweets aren't really my forte. If I'm doing a customer request, I want to do it right. I'm just not the guy to ask for those, sorry.
Hey, welcome.
That's fair. This dude's honest.
Thanks, pal.
He thinks his sweets would suck. I just wish Van would have said something
I
after.
am stuffed. Thanks for the grub.
Oh, nope. That one.
I am
Ooh.
stuffed.
It's so close. Alright, we have a few more people to talk to. I'm just gonna wait on it. That's Rumsfeld for the side quest. That new mafia, Armada, they've really gone and wrought havoc on Edith. Those guys have no moral compass at all. Peddling drugs, extorting money from innocent people. Make sure you don't get tangled up in one of their schemes. They're getting more crafty by the day.
Alrighty.
Now, we're no stranger to dealing with smugglers and gangs here in Edith. That just comes with the territory. But how are they lighting the whole black market on fire like that? Unless they got some kind of stash or hideout in Edith. It just doesn't add up. No clue. No, hey, didn't expect to run into you here. Something up? I just wanted to check out a few things before this interview I got in Meseldom. Meseldom, huh? Sucks. What's going on there? Just hearing the name makes me think of those guys. Yeah, shame too. That place is real beautiful and has a great view out over the northern sea. Though last I heard, they've already moved their operations further inland. The police and the guild are all over them, so they're lying low for the time being. I suspect they'll be back at it soon. Figures. And here I thought I could finally relax for a bit. Well, you catch wind of anything on your end, I'd appreciate if you kick it over my way. You got it. Credit where it's due, Mariel put out a pretty decent piece on Tharbat. She's been running around all over the place lately, but I guess there's a method to her madness. She would be very happy to know that you read it. We've had an uptick in reports from victims of these just awful crimes. My heart aches when I listen to them. They really run the gamut. Fraud, assault, gang violence, business violations, even some strange reports tracing back to the church. Criminals may be diversifying, but their targets remain the same: poor, innocent people. Crime never changes. Of course, crime isn't all we handle. We get folks turning in lost items, asking about public services, that kind of stuff. There's a lot to handle, and it all goes through me as a receptionist here. I do my best to make sure everybody's needs are met. And try to be clear and concise with people's questions so their visit goes as smoothly as possible.
No, I've dealt with my fair share of reporters on the job, but that dingo Brad guy is stumping me. What's he really after? He knows more than he seems to let on from the times I've worked with him. I don't buy that he's just some Mel journo. Feels like getting involved with him is only asking for trouble, though. I'd best keep my distance. There are all kinds of reporters out there, and we need to make sure we treat them all fairly. Some of those guys try to kiss up to us or appeal to emotion, shit like that. But sometimes they just need to back off. Confidential information is usually confidential for a reason.
Alright. That is everyone. We're going to pick up this quest. I will reiterate really quickly
Why
because I
don't we see?
probably have chapters in here. I am not blind to this side quest because I just did it and had to re-record because of the mic. So, yeah. Sucks. Due to various reasons, I can't reveal the details of this request. Please forgive me. Danger is approaching my lady, and I need your help to save her. I shall explain everything in person. I'll be waiting beneath the overpass. There is...
Alrighty.
The scent would be gone here, but since I had to reload, I didn't pick up the other boards. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Yo, we got a request from a Rumsfeld. You the guy? I'm the spriggan from Arkride Solutions.
Ah, yes, thank you. It's good to put a face to the name.
Your request entailed rescuing a young lady?
Yes, let's get right to it. I haven't much time. The lady in question is Berzelia, daughter of the CEO of the Bank of Edith. My name is Rumsfeld, and I serve as the young Mrs. Butler and bodyguard.
Oh, wow. That's one of the biggest financial institutions in Calvard. They have a watertight reputation from what I hear. They do everything by the book. Wow, that's impressive. So she's really rich?
Okay, so what's the situation? Right, it brings me shame to admit, but she's been kidnapped. We don't know who the perpetrator might be. It only just happened last night. As her caretaker, I'm just...
Yeah, that's serious.
I was worried about that was what it was. Sounds pretty dire.
Did the kidnapper make any demands? What other information do we have to go on?
Well, the young miss is a semi-permanent resident here at the hotel penthouse, you see. Her father arranged it for her, hoping it would let her live more on her own terms than if she were at his home. But last night, the young miss slipped away for the night to herself, and she failed to return. This morning, we found a ransom note delivered to the hotel, written for the president. We have your daughter, 10 million mira in cash. Bring the money to the exchange point. Bring police or bracers, and we kill her.
Indeed, some individual or group has captured her.
The group has also sent the mobile terminal Berzelia has been using. They're meticulous, to a terrifying degree. That's why I turned to you. We need your help to investigate these villains. We'd also like you to accompany her father to the exchange point. No, I getcha. They said no police or bracers, but maybe they'll count as spriggan as an exception. Okay, we're all right taking this on now? We sure are. We're on the case. Thank you ever so much. I knew I could count on you. So first off, can we talk to the dad? Where is he? Well, the CEO, her father rather, is often busy with his work. He's currently overseeing a project to bring orbital network coverage to rural areas in Calvard. As this involves traveling to said areas, he has no network signal out there. We've been unable to contact him.
Yeah, that's a problem. If he doesn't have any signal, we straight up can't call him, right?
Yeesh, talk about bad timing. That pretty much puts him out of the question. We gotta do this on our own, sounds like. I did observe some strange behavior that might be relevant to the case. Lately, Berzelia has been refusing her bodyguard's company when she goes out. She frequents the Tyrell district on those days. I see. We would keep a watch from her from a distance when she would go there. And we found that she had befriended this young man who, pardon my judgment, but he has an air of a ruffian about him. Huh, could he have roped in Briselia into something shady? Well, in spite of it, their interactions were surprisingly cordial. The young man would buy her ice cream, take her to movies. By all accounts, they were simply friends. We had thought she was in good hands and that we could give her space, but evidently not. I see. That makes me curious about the young man's background. Same. Let's get to work. First up, Tyrell. Oh, do we have some time before they want the ransom money? We do have time. By all means, take whatever time you need to investigate. The criminals specified Dirk Memorial Park as the exchange point. I will await you at the park's entrance. Once you've completed your investigation, please rendezvous with me. Sounds like a plan. Alright, gang. Let's get out there and start digging for clues. Let's hit up the ice cream vendor first and see what they have to say. Understood. I'll keep tabs on the time we have left until the handover.
Time to start working.
Oh boy. Alright, Tyrell.
Off we go.
I had a few things that I brought up immediately on this quest. Is like, oh, is this going to be one of those
Nice
where
ice cream.
she's trying to get his attention and not actually being kidnapped? Mostly because we talked to her.
It's the film that won the Leon
Oh.
d'Or.
It's fine. We've heard that before. This is the first time here on the save file. Mostly because of the times that we talked to her last chapter and the chapter before, she was like, my dad doesn't care for me at all. I'm just a play doll or whatever. Stuff like that. So it already immediately felt like it was fake. Hi there. I'm a private investigator working on the case with my assistants here. We're looking into a couple of people for one of our own our clients at the moment. If you had a rich-looking girl stop by your stall by any chance, she would have had a young guy with her, something of a delinquent. Oh yes, I know exactly who you must be talking about. They look like the oddest pair together, so they stuck out like a sore thumb. That's great. Could you tell us more about them? Do you remember what they were talking about? What was your impression? Let me think. For two people who seemed about as different as you could get, they were getting along unusually well, like they were pretty good friends. The guy looked like a bit of a rough character, but he was telling her all kinds of things about Tyrell District. As for the girl, she seemed pretty worried about her relationship with her dad. He was being pretty sweet and trying to give her advice, from what I could hear. That's interesting. So she was talking about her family. Judging by what Rumsfeld told us, it definitely sounded like she and her father weren't all that close. Maybe that's what's bothering her. You tell us a bit more about the guy. Anything that stuck out about him. Every little detail helps. He didn't seem all that remarkable to me, so it's hard to know what to say, but he did seem surprisingly naive for a guy who otherwise looked like a troublemaker. I can tell you that much. I think I also heard him mention that his mom runs a general store over in Old Town. Did you say general store? Of all the people it could have been, it had to be him, huh? Wild. What do you mean, Mr. Arkride? Is that to say you might know the identity of the young man in question? Yeah, you could say that. Think about it. Old Town, general store, deadbeat son. There's only one guy I can think of who ticks all the boxes. I'm talking about Eddie, the son of the lady who runs Newberry General Store. Oh, now I get it. You must be right. I've heard rumors before that he likes to go out partying at night. We still don't know how the hell a guy like him wound up meeting such a rich girl, though. There's got to be more to the story still. We need more info. If you're looking for someone else to talk to, why don't you try Macmillan Cafe? I've seen the two of them talk out on the terrace before a handful of times. Someone there might know something. I see. Thanks for the information. We'll be sure to look into it. Right. Then we talk to Murder Mystery Lady. Hi there, private investigator working on case with assistants. We're looking into a couple of people for one of our clients at the moment. See any young, rich girls hanging out with a rough around the edge guy around here recently? Doesn't have to be a big lead or nothing. Whatever you know, we'd appreciate it if you shared.
Oh, a private investigator, huh? That's a neat job you have. You wouldn't happen to be the famous spriggan everyone likes to talk about in these parts, would you? Spriggan? Sorry, I've got no idea what you're talking about. Not to be rude, but we're pressed for time. We know those two have been to this cafe, so we're looking for someone who can tell us more. Sorry if I offended you. Just not every day I get to talk to people like you. Anyway, I definitely know who you're talking about. I've seen the two people sitting over at that table there a lot lately. They get up to some pretty interesting conversations. I know it's rude, but I can't help listen in on them, you know? Maybe ask what they've discussed in those conversations. Well, earlier, the girl was asking him all sorts of things about kidnapping. Like what sorts of cases there have been before, what goes into kidnapping someone, stuff like that. He had this serious expression on his face, but she looked happy and excited for some reason. If only she thought to ask me. I'm an expert into that sort of thing. I could have told her everything she wanted to know and then some. This woman appears to have some very peculiar interests. That's so weird. Why would she want to talk about kidnapping? She must have had some sort of reason. Wait, could it have something to do with this case? Yeah, although we still don't have enough proof to be sure. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it sounds like you're able to figure something out. Glad I was able to help. Oh, one more thing. That guy seemed to run with a pretty tough crowd. You better be careful if you going to keep investigating him. Huh? What sort of people are you talking about? From what I've overheard, he belongs to Desire. They're a nasty gang, fighting, stealing, blackmailing, you name it. They've done it and more. Those people aren't above doing anything. Whatever it takes to get what they want, they do it without a blinking an eye. I don't think that guy understands what he's gotten himself into. He seems to believe they have more honors and morals than they actually do. The girl didn't seem to know any better either, and just went along with what he had to say. We've talked to him before in the past. His name's Eddie, and that's more or less the impression he gave me, yeah. That makes me think they might just be using him for all he's worth if his outlook towards them is that rosy. That's what I wanted to warn you about. It's not him you need to be concerned about. It's the people he works with that could be the problem. Right. It's entirely possible Eddie's being put up to something without realizing it. Thanks for the tip. You've given us a lot to work with. Now that we know all of that, where should we head next? I think we got a good handle of what's probably going on. Now we just need to confirm our findings and go from there. For now, we should figure out what's been going on with Eddie. Time to take a trip to Newberry and Old Town. Alright. Nope. Newberry.
Enough now.
Whew.
Why, hello.
I do apologize for reading a little bit faster than I normally do, but I just read all this and it took an hour, so I'm going a little faster to make up for how long it took me, you know. Hey, Brenda, I'm dropping by because of a job. I wanted to ask about your son. Mind telling us what your kid's been up to lately? Oh, adios, should I be worried? Did that boy of mine do something? No, nothing to be alarmed about. We're looking into something and we thought to ask him a few questions. How's he been doing lately? Feel free to go into as much detail as you can, please. That's a relief, or as much as it can be. Really, I get no end of stress when it comes to that boy. As for how he's been lately, something does come to mind. He usually doesn't have a single mirror to his name and will constantly demand I lend him some, but he looks like he's doing well lately. Actually, he even said he'd finally pay back all he owed. That's good news, isn't it? You don't sound excited. I know for a fact that boy doesn't have a job, not even a part-time one. The money he's been getting is coming from that gang he's a part of. And if that's not enough, they said they might promote him if he did a good job with his current job, if you can believe it. I think he mentioned it having to do with helping this girl he'd met, but I don't really get it. The plot thickens. It must be some big shit he's up to if they're offering him authority. There's also the matter of the girl in question. At this point, I believe we can more or less piece together what his task entails. So Eddie's really up to something dangerous, isn't he? That stupid son of mine. Could you please lend him a hand? Despite everything, I'm still his mother and would hate to see him hurt. Don't even need to ask. Neighbors got to look out for each other. I'm glad we were finally done talking to Brenda. That was a lot. We have everything we need to report back to Mr. Rumsfeld now, don't we? Correct. Considering when the two sides are supposed to meet, the timing couldn't be better. Which means we're headed for Dirk Memorial Park. We'll take the time to go through all the info we gathered and come up with an action plan. Sounds good to me. Fairy is the optional character here, and you can tell, because she just has lines that are generic enough that they could be Aaron's lines as well, you know? Oh yeah, I gotta talk to him, because we couldn't go here before. No, I remember you guys. You helped us out with our monster problem earlier. Thanks again for that. As you can see, we're back in business, thanks to you. A few areas still need work, but they'll reopen when they're ready. Hopefully, we'll see a good uptick in visitors when all's said and done. Hopefully. No, it's so good to see you all. I gather your investigation into the culprit is finished, yes? Would you please inform me of what you found? Sure, more or less figured out what led to all of this. It's going to take some explaining, so we'll go one step at a time. First thing you should know is your girl's been hanging out with a local punk named Eddie. It's part of a gang known as Desire, though he hasn't really fit in with them much until now. Desire? I've heard of that group. People say they're so ruthless and cunning, even the police closely monitor their movements. It's true, yet despite all that, it seems Eddie's been making a fair bit of money lately. In fact, it started happening right when he and Berselia first met. We have reason to believe that these two facts are connected to each other. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Essentially, you believe this Eddie fellow is receiving payment in exchange for befriending my lady? Yeah, something like that. Considering who he hangs out with, it makes sense that Desire would put him up to this. Although it's possible that the money might actually come from Berselia herself. I see. To that end, we've uncovered evidence that appears to tie all of this together. According to his mother, Eddie said something rather peculiar to her. Namely, that if the so-called current assignment went well, he could be promoted to the gang's upper leadership. Considering the timing of this statement, it feels all but certain that this assignment in question must refer to the kidnapping and ransom. I see. I believe I understand the situation now. Basically, it was Eddie who committed the kidnapping, while Desire was the organization that masterminded it, correct? Yeah, but that's not all. This is where things get crazy. It looks like Berselia herself was in on the plan too. She was. It checks out the more you think about it. Long story short, the whole thing is... In this one, I had a big struggle between, it is staged, obviously, but also the gang seems to be really pushing that he befriend her, so they're working for a real kidnapping, despite that. Which made me think both was the right answer, but I wasn't sure, so I looked it up, and yeah, it is both. So, it's both. The truth of the matter is, this kidnapping is both real and staged at the same time. I will admit I had the faintest suspicion deep down that may indeed be the case. Let me rephrase my earlier assessment. In essence, my lady initially devised the kidnapping to be staged. However, now that Desire is involved, they're now attempting to turn it into an actual one, with genuine stakes, yes? Bingo. They are only pretending to help her with their plan. But in reality, they're after a much bigger payday. Knowing how evil these guys are, I definitely wouldn't put it past them to try something like this. If only I'd paid greater heed to my lady's loneliness. Perhaps she wouldn't have felt the need to go to such extreme lengths. I'm so sorry. I can only imagine how you must feel right now. It is what it is. We can't take back what's already happened. I think more than anything, she's trying to test her old man to see if he'll choose her over his work. Moving along, I believe the main question now is how to go about addressing the ransom. You do not have to respond to their demands. We can attempt to ambush them instead if you prefer. No, that's quite all right. My lady's safety is absolutely paramount. As much as I would prefer to avoid doing so, I'm fully willing to offer the money, if that's what it takes. Are you sure? 10 million mira is a massive amount even for the president of a bank. Indeed it is. Nevertheless, I am prepared to take full responsibility for such a loss. I'm certain that if my master were here, he would come to the same decision, without a doubt.
As you wish.
Alright, then we'll play things straight with him. But keep in mind, we're talking about a gang that had the guts to pull something like this in the first place. I don't think it's realistic to expect these goons to be on the up and up when it comes time to actually make the exchange. Best we stay flexible and see how they act. Depending on how it goes down, we may need to shift gears. If we do, we might still be able to get the girl back without you having to fork over any Mira. No promises, but we'll see. I appreciate the consideration. It's clear how professional and thorough you all are. Regardless, we still have some time remaining before our meeting with my lady's captors is set to commence. I said that weird. Shall we wait? Let me give me some thought. Yeah. Might as well. We're all set on our end. Actually, before we go, I doubt those goons would take kindly to all of us rolling up. We should keep the number of people who meet with them to a minimum. You okay if it's only me who tags along? Certainly. That seems like a wise suggestion. If I may make a suggestion, Mr. Arkride, why don't you pretend to be my subordinate? Never thought I'd be an under-butler. Works for me.
In that case, the rest of us will remain close by so that we can quickly move in should you require our assistance. That sounds like a plan. You be careful, you two. Good luck, guys. You got this.
Thanks, guys. Stay sharp in case things go south. Whew. Several minutes later, they arrived at the location for the delivery. With only moments to spare, the two came prepared, hauling an attaché case filled with Mira.
There you are. Brimsfeld, you came.
Oh, my lady, I'm so relieved you're all right.
Whoa now, let's not count our chickens before they're hatched. We specifically asked for the girl's pops to come do the trade-off, but I sure don't see him anywhere. What's the deal? Don't tell me he's the guy next to you. I find that a little hard to swallow.
No, the master is currently away on a business in a remote region. We as her bodyguards have been dispatched in his stead. Sorry I'm not the guy you're looking for, but don't worry, we still made sure to bring what you're really after. Got 10 million Mira right here. Should be enough to satisfy, yeah?
It's good enough. You did the bare minimum you were expected to, at least. Sucks to be you, though, girlie? His own daughter gets nabbed and your old man just throws some cash at the problem. Can't even be bothered to show his face. Don't you think it's a little suspicious he's at work? Maybe he decided to ditch you and hang out with his girl toy instead. My father would never do such a thing. But I suppose perhaps he doesn't love me after all, if even this failed to sway him. Briselia.
My lady, you have nothing to fear. It's true the master is ill-mannered at times, but there's nobody in all of Zamiria who loves you more than he. If you don't mind, I have a message I'd like for you to hear. Perhaps it will demonstrate how he truly feels.
Is that my mobile terminal? What's it doing here?
The master sent a recording to this device yesterday. Please, have a listen.
Is this thing on? Am I being recorded? First, I should explain that I have to take off this morning on the first train out. Since I can't speak in person, I wanted to leave a message for you, at the very least. That's my father's voice. It's really him.
I'm so sorry, Briselia. I'm always distracted with work. I can only imagine how lonely you must feel. Your birthday is coming up soon, isn't it? I know I was away on other business trips for the past 2 birthdays and wasn't able to celebrate as I should have. But I promise you I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I'm home in time for your birthday this year. And when I do return, I'm going to give you your present myself. Until then, it pains me that I have to leave you alone yet again. Please try to keep your spirits up. Well, I know that I really, truly do love you, Briselia, my darling daughter.
Well, Father, I didn't know you cared so much. Glad he decided to step up and show he knows how to be a dad for once.
And you managed to come across that voicemail. I'm genuinely impressed. Well, I remembered that the master asked me several days ago how to send such a message to someone. It made me wonder if perhaps it was the young lady whom he sent it to. Then when I went searching, sure enough, there it was. How could I have been such a fool? I shouldn't have doubted Father and tested him so like this. I'm sorry, Rumsfeld. I must confess, this whole kidnapping was planned by me. Dun dun. Alright, I need a drink. Oh god. I coughed so much. I drank a little too fast there. Okay, I think I'm good. I was scared. Father didn't truly love me, so I... Think nothing of it, my lady. You felt the need to act. I completely... completely understand how you must feel. Sniffle. Thanks, Rumsfeld. I'm okay, Eddie. You can let go of my hand now. I might not have achieved what I set out to do, but I still want to pay everyone what I can in exchange for their time. Briselia, you don't have to do that, but if you're comfortable with it, I won't stop you. Not so quick, Eddie. This dumbass sob story's over. Now the fun begins. What's the meaning of this? We had a deal. Are you breaking it? You bet your fine rich ass we are. Why take your pitiful paycheck when I could make off with a hefty ransom? And it's all thanks to our wonderful pal Eddie. We couldn't have done it without him. It's not every day you meet a gullible mark who's just begging to be held hostage and robbed of her own money. You can't be serious. You tricked me, Eddie. I trusted you. No, that's not true. I only agreed to help out with your fake kidnapping, I swear. This is news to me, too. And as for you two, gents, don't even think about trying anything funny. Hand over the case, nice and quiet-like. And make it quick, or else I can't guarantee Daddy's little girl will celebrate her birthday in one piece. If you put even a single scratch on Miss Briselia, you will pay for it. Man, I hate being right. I had a feeling it'd go down like this. I didn't ask you to introduce yourself, but I know you're that famous spriggan everyone's always talking about. I was on the lookout for cops and bracers, but I sure didn't count on meeting someone like you. Geezers, there's one conniving old fart. So you know about Mr. Arkride as well, do you? I figured you'd be some mere hoodlum, but it appears you're smarter than you look. A shame you wasted on such nonsense. Now, if you know who I am, then we can cut right to the chase. I took on the job, and I fully intend to complete it. You're giving that girl back one way or another. You want to make a deal, we can talk, but not until you hand her over first. Otherwise, I've got permission from my butler friend to send you all straight to Adios. Don't think I won't do it. Hey, hold on a minute, Jeffrey. The desire I know would never stoop to something this low. Put the gun down before you do anything else we'll all regret, please. But we never do something like this? Don't make me laugh. You don't know the first thing about us. Listen, I got you in the gang for one reason and one reason only. Because you made for a handy, expendable pawn. You know what? You did good putting this rich brat up to all this. Better than I ever expected, really. I owe you one. So I'll tell you what. You can leave our gang right now if you're so queasy about getting your hands dirty. How about it? You can't be serious. Jeffrey, please tell me you're lying. I looked up to you. I thought you were a badass. Quit your sniveling already. Eddie. Anyway, getting back to business. Where were we? Oh, right, letting the girl go free. I wouldn't push my luck if I were you. Last time I checked, you weren't in a position to be making demands of us. As far as we're concerned, this chick's a pile of used bait now. You sure you want to push your luck? Very well. We shall go ahead and hand over the briefcase. All we ask is you return the young lady to us unharmed. Yeah, you got my word. Now step forward nice and slow. Any sudden movements and I blow her brains out. Stop right there. Leave the case on the ground and go straight back. I'll only let her go if you do. Got it. I hear you. That comes the tricky part. There's no way he hands her over quietly. You already agreed that Rumsfeld would go in and rescue her while I held these idiots back. And the question is what to do about the money. The safest thing would be to prioritize her safety and let the cash go. That'd be 10 million myriad down the drain. Hardly chump change. On the flip side, Rumsfeld and I could trust Eddie with the case and focus on rescuing the girl. what to do. Okay, so I actually did this. What? I prioritized her safety last time, but the way Van worded that, like, she's safe no matter what. She's not going to get hurt. I'm wondering if this is going to get Eddie hurt if we give him the money. But I will say I've already done prioritize their safety, and it was they just got away scot-free. They just walk away with the money. So I don't want that to happen. So, because they're assholes. They don't deserve the money. So I'm going to see what happens if I trust Eddie with the money. Hoping that we actually prioritize their safety, because that is the goal overall, but still. And I haven't seen this version. It's settled. I'm going to trust Eddie to keep the money safe. You're damn right I did. And it's your turn now. Now hand her over. Now. You think after netting this much cash doing nothing, I'm just going to let her go? I'd have to be stupider than you. Amazing. A few measly little threats were enough to convince you to part ways with 10 million Mira. You're one of a damn kind. We'll be holding on to her for the time being. Better start scrounging up some Mira for the next ransom. So far, this is identical. No! Too damn predictable. Hey, buddy, want to clear your name and do something good for once? Think fast. Van flung the attaché case to Eddie, who caught it. Huh? Oh, holy, this thing's heavy. Think you can scam us out of our dough, do you? Give it here, Eddie. No, I'm not letting Desire get a single coin. Wrong choice, buddy. I gave you a chance. Now go say hi to Adios, dipshit. Eddie! What? My lady, over here. Okay. Okay. Did they miss? What the hell are you idiots doing? Don't blame me, boss. That old dick's stronger than he looks. Damn. Never thought they'd put up this much of a fight. But the numbers are on our side. It's 5 on 2. Or should I say 1. Famous or not, you're still just a single spriggan flying solo. I'd love to see you take us all on. You think I still work solo? Well, I got bad news for you, pal. Arkride Solutions is expanding these days. Everyone, are you okay? Well, this is completely different than prioritizing your safety. Damn. Your fun's over now that we're here. Now it's 5 on 4, though I do believe it's fair to say that the balance of power is tipped in the other direction. All of which is to say, thank you all for coming to our aid. Some reinforcements. You got chicks with you. Yeah, we still got the edge. Come on, Jeffrey, let's get him. Damn it. No, we're pulling out. What? You heard me. I said we're pulling out. You heard him, boys. Time to scram. Don't think you've won, jackass. I'll make you regret crossing us. Well, that was a surprising turning of events. I half expected them to press their luck and come in swinging. Okay, that turned out way better. When you prioritize your safety, no one comes in to help you. They just walk away with the money and laugh. This is better, as long as Eddie's okay. Guess Desire's got some brains after all, especially in that fearless leader of theirs. That's not the important thing right now. Shit, I can't believe I got shot back there. Ow. Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie. Eddie, Rumsfeld, he needs first aid right away. Can you help him? Certainly, my lady. Let me help too. Oops, I got Eddie shot. But at least he completely can cut ties now. And he took one for the team. Phew, good work, everyone. We got a lot done today, between rescuing Berselia and patching up Eddie. He's not completely out of the woods. I've got a hunch those goons are going to have it out for him after what he pulled. Oh, that's true. They took the liberty of tipping the cops off about this whole mess so they can keep them on their radar. But at least he'll live to see another day thanks to our little hostage's quick thinking kit. Eddie did nothing wrong. He was tricked by all of the rest of them. How could I not help? He even managed to save the money.
Thank you so much for everything, Eddie. I'm so sorry I ever doubted you. What I said was terrible. No, it's okay. I totally understand. I'm the one who ought to be apologizing here. I'm so sorry I put you through that nightmare. I can't tell you how glad I am you're okay. It's nice to see the two of you make amends.
Well, we'll cover the cost of his care. It's the least we can do to repay him for what he's done. Looks like you can handle things from here then. Unless you need anything else, I think we're gonna bounce. Mr. Arkride, everyone, thank you again for your assistance. I cannot begin to tell you just how grateful I am to have you on our side.
All in a day's work.
Love to see it.
Reward deposited.
I got law last time. Okay, two gray instead. That turned out way better. I prefer that so much more than prioritizing your safety. Not that I didn't want to prioritize your safety or anything, but but that was just way better. I kind of explained what it was, but yeah. So I officially had to re-record this. This might end up being a pretty long episode, regardless. But yeah, my mic is still coming through. Oh, thank God. If I had to re-record this a third time, I'd probably just skip it. That would be too much work for me. But now we're caught up. So next episode, I can go back to, seeing things fresh. And we are going to do the 2 remaining side quests and all 5 free time events in the next one. I think that is mostly all we'll have time for. Oh, and the movies. We'll probably watch the movies as well. But we should be able to get all that done. And I don't think any story. Maybe. I don't know how long they're going to take. But thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it. And I will see you in the next one.